Sometimes all you want from a car is to just get you where you need to go. Gearheads can get so caught up in horsepower, 0 to 60 miles per hour times, and the size of an engine. But upon occasion, you just want something that you can rely on. Not so long ago, most mass-market European cars had a reputation for being badly built, too small, or too unreliable to be taken seriously. This isn't the case, and in truth, hasn't been for some time. Europe is a big place, with a broad range of manufacturers churning out a broad range of vehicles. Whether you want a compact, a sedan, or a crossover, there'll be any number of Euro makes willing to provide you with a solid example of a reliable car, brand new or available used. Therefore, we've compiled this list of 10 reliable European cars that are known for their low running costs. All costs were calculated using SUSDIT, which is based on the annual running costs in the UK. Number 10, the 2003 Peugeot 206 with annual running costs of $1,751. Peugeot's 206 Compact was launched in 1998 and in the years since has gained a reputation for an inability to die. Even people who don't care about cars appreciate the solid engineering and frugal gas consumption of the 206, and 25 years on, they are still a common sight on European roads, given the abundance of replacement parts. This is on account of their extreme popularity. The 206 was the UK's best-selling car for 3 years between 1998 to 2001, and one of the best sellers in all of Europe in 2001 and 2003. The 206 had a varied life, coming in a station wagon, cabriolet, GTI, and even rally homologation version, given the 206 WRC's success in the sport. There was also a popular and amusing television commercial where a young Indian man created a replica 206 from a Hindustan ambassador. All this is great, although there is one drawback: interior build quality. There was a common theme among French cars of the late 1990s/early 2000s, and that was the cheapness of the interior plastics and how poorly they were bolted together. Next on our list, number 9, 2004 Renault Megane with annual running cost of $1,764. Generally speaking, all generations of Renault Megane were reliable, low-maintenance cars. But we've plumped for the second-generation car. It's the best-looking Megane, with much noise made about the gluteal rear end by reviewers, and in Renault's own advertising material. For those of you who want a bit more spice, the Megane RS has become something of a cult hero. And within a few years, American gearheads will be able to import one, as the 25-year rule will have expired. Problems include the aforementioned poor interior quality on French cars of this period, and UK garages have stated that the Megane II has high rates of MOT failure, although the more thorough German ADAC organization has said the complete opposite. So it's up for debate. One thing that isn't up for debate is how safe it is. One of the first cars in its class to earn a Euro NCAP 5-star safety rating, as Top Gear proved when the Megane II was launched. Continuing with the number 8, Vauxhall Opel Zafira 2014 with annual running costs of $1,610. Big family cars tend not to be very exciting, and the Zafira is hardly going to get your pulse racing every time you stride towards it with the keys in your hand. But it was still an interesting car, particularly if you went for the turbocharged versions available with the A and B Zafira model generations, which were the fastest minivans on the market when they were in production. It was also one of the best built cars when put up against its rivals. You need family cars to have a robust interior so that the younger occupants don't reduce it to its component parts. And the Zafira was a mostly German-built car throughout all 3 generations. This means you can have peace of mind when it comes to setting the kids loose about the 7-seat interior. One big issue with the Zafira B was a defect caused by improper repairs that caused the cars to spontaneously combust. However, not all cars were affected by this issue, and most have been recalled and put right. Next is number 7, Citroen C4 2007 with annual running costs of $1,767. Yes, it's another French compact, but don't skip ahead. The C4 was in some ways a trendsetter when it was launched in 2004, with funky styling and thrumming with then new tech. Highlights of the interior were the steering wheel, which had a fixed central hub, and a lane departure warning system that vibrated the driver's seat. Contrary to the other French cars, Of the period we've highlighted on this list, the C4's interior was actually of better build quality compared to domestic rivals like the Megane II and Peugeot's much-maligned 307. Following on number 6, Mercedes-Benz AClass 2017 with annual running costs of $1,375. There was a time not too long ago when Mercedes-Benz was making fairly shoddy versions of their cars and still charging luxury brand prices. Thankfully, we're far removed from that now. And for at least the past 15 years, you can be assured very little is likely to go wrong on a brand new Mercedes-Benz. That's certainly the case with the current A-Class, and there are plenty of reasons to buy one new or used. Whilst correctly seen as the entry point into Mercedes ownership, it is also a car that is very low maintenance. The A-Class has been one of the most reliable cars from the premium German brand for a decade now, and this doesn't show any signs of changing. It can also be a treat to drive, especially if you opt for one of the AMG models. There are faster and quieter Mercedes on the market, but the A-Class has been one of the easiest premium cars to keep running since the third generation was introduced in 2012, entering top 5 Fiat Panda 2010 with annual running costs of $1,688. Fiat doesn't have the best reputation for reliability, but this is largely a myth as far as their products this century are concerned. Chief among the low-maintenance, no-frills simple compact that European markets do so well is the second-generation Fiat Panda. Launched in 2003, it was viewed in Italy as a proper spiritual successor to the original Fiat 500S of the 1950s, and thus it sold extremely well. As it's such a basic car, there is little to go wrong, but it's by no means a terrible car to drive. Okay, so 0-60 is nearly 20 seconds, but the Panda isn't about straight-line speed. The Panda is a fun little city car with only a few little luxuries, but that's what cars like this are all about. Over 2 million second-generation Pandas were manufactured in Fiat's plant in Tychy, Poland, and every single one of them was a well-built, low-maintenance compact with great fuel economy and no serious reliability issues. Number 4, Volkswagen Golf 2019 with annual running costs of $1,032. Volkswagen's reputation, particularly in America, was built on the low-maintenance and workhorse-esque Beetle. This thorough engineering has carried on until today, with the Golf Compact seen as one of the most reliable cars you can buy. All generations of the Golf or Rabbit have been dependable, but they have also been really great to drive as well. Obviously, versions like the GTI are truly exciting cars by anybody's standards, but even fairly basic versions of the Golf are nice, pleasant drives that will give you at least a little bit of enjoyment. You'll only get this annual running cost with the electric variant, so expect to be shelling out almost twice that for one of the larger capacity petrol-powered Golfs. Starting cars complex. Top 3 most reliable European cars. 2023 Volvo XC40 with annual running costs of $1,687. The XC40 is one of many crossovers on the modern market, but stands out from the crowd with its Swedish style and luxury feel. Named European Car of the Year in 2018, all versions of the XC40 are well built and drive wonderfully smoothly. Whether that's the petrol, hybrid, or battery electric XC40, they have the quality feel that Volvo has really honed in on during the past 15 and 20 years. Volvos have become really reliable and trusted family cars for a very long time, largely because of their pride when it comes to safety, and the XC40 is no different. There is special technology that prevents runoff accidents, and the seats and belts are capable of readjusting during the course of an accident to prevent injury. If you want a family car with a bit of style, there is also the all-electric derivative, the C40 Recharge, which has a shooting brake-style rear end. Our second most reliable car, 2015, Dacia Sandero, with annual running costs of $1,375. Dacia initially gained their modern reputation from cheaply made rebadged Renaults sold in Eastern Europe that were incredibly low maintenance. That and being a running joke on Top Gear. However, the Romanian brand's Sandero is one of the absolute best cars you can buy if you want low maintenance, affordable motoring. Okay, the cabin might be a little basic, but it's hardly like the Stone Age in there. And you do have to remember, it is great value for money. All the models in the Dacia range are very low maintenance, but the Sandero is really all you need from a car if you're on your own, or if you have a small family. Now, the most reliable European car of all 2013 Skoda Octavia with annual running costs of $1,257 Skodas did have a reputation for being badly built, cheap, and nasty cars. But this hasn't been true since the late 90s. Nowadays, Skodas can almost be considered better-made, cheaper VWs. This is very much the case with the Octavia sedan. based on the VW Golf. You get more space in the Octavia, a bigger trunk, and just as much equipment on it as standard. The interior is well made, as is the rest of the car. It's economical and reliable, so you've got no worries about unexpected bills further down the line. There's also a sporty VRS model if you want a bit more excitement with your reliable family sedan. We hope you enjoyed the video as much as us. Tell us in the comments your favorite car. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more weekly content of cars. Stay safe and wear your seatbelt.